Miss me. I know you miss me. I know you miss me.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to Cupcake Lounge. Head Cupcake here, Cynthia. First today, I wanted to thank all of our fabulous Facebook fans who are following us, some of which who have come over to the YouTube channel. And actually, one of our fans was the one who suggested we do this. So if you don't like the videos or don't think we should even have a channel or whatever, you can go Facebook her. It's super sweet. But thanks so much for the suggestion, because we love doing this. Today we're going to be baking chocolate bourbon cupcakes with toasted pecans and a Bailey's Irish cream cheese frosting. Very long title. But what we call it is the Bourbon Pub. So we're going to get going. We're going to go through really quick today so that you can actually follow along for a change while I'm salsa dancing. So I have all the ingredients already halfway put in and measured out for you, so let's go through them really quickly. We already have in a bowl our 1 1/3 cups of flour. In this case, I used half a cup and a third cup of the white flour, all-purpose, and I used half a cup of whole wheat flour. And here again, just to increase the fiber and the nutritional value. And then we took our third cup of cocoa powder. A third cup of cocoa powder. You know what? If you're just baking for yourself, you could use the Toll House or the Toulouse, as they say in the show Friends. You can use the Toulouse. Cocoa powder works just fine. If you want to get fancier, there's plenty of places online where you can buy some really high-grade cocoa powder. So that's already mixed in here. We're just going to whisk that together, which means just to combine it. You want to start, getting all of the ingredients combined. So now we're going to add to this, if you're baking with Truvia, which is what we bake with, it's a natural sweetener, so this is diabetic friendly. So this is what we bake with. So if you're baking with Truvia, you're going to put in 4 tablespoons of Truvia or 3/4 cups of whatever other sugar or, that you're using. So we're going to go ahead and put our 4 tablespoons in. 3, 4. You can use a sieve also, one of these, now I forget what this is called, to sort of separate them and aerate all the ingredients. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of baking powder. 2 tablespoons of baking powder. 2 teaspoons, what am I saying? 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And you want to do a pinch of salt, which is, pinch of salt is like an eighth of a teaspoon, so take your 1/4 teaspoon and put it like halfway. There we go. And that's it for our dry ingredients. Now for our wet, and then just mix that, let's just whisk that together lightly. Okay. Now we're going into our wet ingredients. Always do your dry and your wet separately. So we're going into our wet ingredients. Your applesauce, unsweetened, and be careful, don't buy the chunky kind, which I did one time. It's fine, but then you get big chunks of the apple. So get your unsweetened applesauce. And this calls for, oh, where's my unsweetened applesauce? Here's my tablespoon. Sometimes I'm a little too. This calls for 2 tablespoons, a little too organized. 2 tablespoons of your unsweetened. This is because we're not using butter, so we need like some type of a fat content. So of course we try to go with the most healthy. So that's 2 tablespoons of your applesauce. And then we already have poured out our half a cup of buttermilk. And if you're going to do buttermilk, which is fine, do the low fat. So half a cup of buttermilk. Make sure you get it all out. Use your spatula to scrape it all out. Because believe me, there's a lot that gets left in there. Alright, I lasted what, a whole 4 minutes before I started dancing. And then you want to put your extracts in, your vanilla extract. We're going to put 2 teaspoons teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1, 2, and 1 teaspoon of almond extract. And make sure you're getting pure. Don't go for the imitation stuff. If you're going to use the extracts, you gotta go pure. So, and 1 teaspoon of pure almond extract in the chocolate cupcake. You will die when you see what this does to your chocolate cupcake. What a flavor it gives. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of brewed coffee. If you have espresso powder, make the espresso though. Like pour some boiling water. Don't just put the powder in, because the flavor won't be as authentic. So the 2 tablespoons of brewed coffee. I think that was like 1.5 tablespoons right there. So 2 tablespoons of brewed coffee. And now prune puree. I'm using in this one prune puree for additional. Here's where the fruit purees come in. So it's half a cup of prune puree. Go to the baby food aisle and buy the little baby food prune purees, because you can't find it. I can't anyway find it anywhere else, and it works just fine. Put in your prune puree. Delicious. And now 3 eggs. Now, it's really like 2 eggs, because it's 1 whole egg plus 2 egg whites. Now do this in a separate little container, because you don't want to, especially when you're separating, you don't want to get any of the little shell in there. So separate it and then just beat it a little bit so that you get the egg activated. And into your mix. Into your mix. Okay, now let's just whisk this together. Whisk, 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 whisk. Because you really want that egg and all of the other ingredients in here, active ingredients, that they're going to combine. So, and release and complement each other's flavors. I like to whisk this way. It's all in the wrist, as they say. This is a great song. Don't forget to scrape down your bow. Okay, now we're going to combine. Now we're going to combine. And try not to combine it on the floor like I'm doing. It's one of my favorite all-time songs here. Andy Montañez. It's a man talking about how he was like catting around on his girlfriend, and she like scratched him. Because he was running around. She bit me and I was scarred for life. Let's just mix this up. And this is what's called a little bit of reggaeton or salsa-ton, where they mix like the reggae beat. They mix the reggae beat with the salsa beat. And here again, good exercise while you're standing here. Work those hips, work that waist, work that back. Mix it in a little at a time, because you don't want to get it all clumpy. And don't mix too hard either. Remember, cupcakes are not about violence. It's all about sweetness. As Super Sweet says, la dulce vida, in italiano, la dolce vita, the sweet life. So be nice to your cupcakes, and they'll be nice to you. And you can take that for whatever it's worth. When I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. Okay, so we pour the rest of our dry ingredients. Stir it all up. Stir it all up. And last but not least, this is what you're going to do before you even start all of this. You're going to get some chopped pecans. You're going to toast them quickly in your oven or in your toaster oven, 350 for like 3 minutes. It doesn't take a whole lot. It releases the flavor of the pecans or any nuts. Then, if you know you're going to bake these the night before or the very first thing in the morning, you take a 1/4 cup of whiskey, bourbon, whatever, and you put a 1/2 cup of your mashed up little pecans in bourbon. And that's what we've been doing, and that becomes the last ingredient. Yum! And the best ingredient now. Get every last little pecan in there. And stir it in. And we'll be right back to show you how to just scoop them in. We're doing little minis today, and then we'll be back to do the Bailey's cream cheese frosting. Here we go. We got a twirl, remember? How can this be a video without a twirl? We did our cream cheese frosting, our Bailey's cream cheese frosting, and what it is it's 1 package, 8 ounce of Neuchâtel, which is the lighter cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of Bailey's Irish cream, or whatever Irish cream you want to use, and 1 cup only of the confectioner sugar, which is the very refined sugar. And you mix the sugar and the cream cheese first, not too much, and then I like to throw a little splash of lemon juice in there. I don't know, I just like it. And then after you mix that, not too much, because when you add the liquid, the Bailey's, remember, it's going to liquefy it even more. So you don't want to beat your cream cheese frosting too much. Do it on slow. Add your 3 tablespoons of Bailey's, and you should get something that looks like this. This kind of yumminess. It's a great consistency. And you can put it in the bags as well if you want to decorate. I just decorated the minis with a nice open star, and they came out just beautiful. See if you can see them. And there are our minis with a nice little floral Bailey's Irish cream topping. So I hope you enjoyed. And now we're going to do a little salsa. So see you soon. Cheers.